Everybody, this is Ace. Welcome back, and I'm glad you're here. Sorry I couldn't make a video yesterday. I have been battling some fibromyalgia flare-ups, so all last week I pretty much was in pain, and then Saturday I just woke up horrible. Could barely move. Yeah, I pretty much slept on and off all day, hoping with heat compresses, hoping that it would get better, which eventually it did. So, yay. Hopefully, it will stay away because I've been seeing to have more flare-ups since I started my new job, specifically since I've been in the classroom more because we lost 3 people. So, hopefully, it's not that way this week, but we'll see. In the meantime, we had our D&D group on Friday, which, oh my God, was so awesome. I was a little sad because Eric wasn't feeling good, so he couldn't make it, which is my husband. And so I went by myself, which it's only my second session, which I was a little leery of doing because I have social anxiety. But it was fine. There were 3 new people there. Our party's pretty big. I think it's 10 people now. So we might split at some point, but for now, we had like a goblin encounter last time as just kind of like a warm up. And then the merchant that was at the Goblin Cart took us into town to get to a tavern to get drinks. And while we were there, that's where we met like the new players that joined the group. And there was a little kerfuffle between like 2 guilds. And I'm a water genasi druid. And so I was getting sick of they were about to start like a huge fight. And I was like, hell no, we're not doing that. There's so many people here. There's a kid here. We have a kid in our party who's a Kanku. And so I was like, forget that. So like I just dumped like a ton of water on them. I created water and let it rain on them, which was a lot of fun. Uh, one of the characters that was in there in our party got some damage, which I didn't mean to do. But, you know, at least everyone cooled off and stopped fighting each other, which was great because then out of this well, it's in the middle of the tavern. Uh, some trolls came out and then some other creatures and stuff. So we had to turn our attention to them to fight them. So then I took the water and I dumped it down the well. And then these other creatures like attached to me and like started giving me damage for sucking my blood or something. And so I wild shaped into a giant poisonous snake and killed it, which was pretty cool. And then we finished the encounter and then we left off at a guy giving us a quest. So it's going to be fun. I'm really excited. My character's kind of badass. I kind of like her a lot. So I'm excited. We've got a lot of really cool players in there. We've got 2 paladins. We've got necromancy dwarf, a cleric dwarf. I think we have a dragonborn wizard. Not all the characters, like when they introduced themselves, said like what class they were and things like that. So our DM is going to write down a list for us. But we have an elf rogue, a monk. I think he's a dwarf too. And then the 11-year-old Kanku warlock. So I think that's everybody. And then there's my husband, who's the ranger elf, and then myself. So it's a fun group. I'm really excited. Since we meet every other 2 weeks, and 2 weeks from last time would be Halloween. We're actually meeting next week, so I'm excited about that. And it's gonna be a lot of fun. I also got the player's handbook to help me out. I just couldn't resist because I love books. Love me some books. So I got that to look through and check it out, and it's been really helpful. So I'll just keep reading it and then eventually get more books. Because, like I said, I love me some books. But let's get into the book that we're doing, which is the NPC characters and stuff. So let us go ahead and roll to see if we're doing big city denizens, small town tenants, outskirts and outpost, or underdwellers. So I'm going to get my D4 here. I'm going to roll it. That is a 1. Yeah, that's a 1. Okay, so we got a 1, So we're doing big city denizens. At D6 now to see if we get common folk, nobles and leaders, lawkeepers and lawbreakers, oddballs and outsiders, or random NPCs. That is a 2, so that's nobles and leaders. And there's about 20 of those, if I recall. So let's just roll to see. All right, it looks like we got a 6. So that is, find the page. Okay, so that is Sir Lamata Success. Sir Lamata Success. The quote for him is, "Sing it with me louder." He's a stocky man with a face whose contours have been defined by hundreds of fights, wearing fancy clothes that don't seem to fit his body or his morose demeanor. For the charismatic, Sir Success is using his questionable skill at magic to charm the piano into playing on its own. A talented bard might wish to offer their services for the evening. Interesting. He's a castle born and battle hardened. He's castle born and battle hardened. Rumor has it Sir Success changed his last name after taking one too many mace blows to the head in combat and in tournament. In any case, he gave up the manor lifestyle and moved into the big city, where he armed himself with a new name and a new career, lounge singer. His shows aren't the best, but he has been known to threaten the lives of anyone who walks out, so enter his domain with care. He his wants and needs, he wants a chance to sing at one of the noteworthy castles of the realm that might allow him to take back his rightful place as a member of the noble elite. Secret or obstacle, he's terrible, absolutely terrible, terribly rude. Just a horrible person that sings. He's carrying 54 silver pieces, a bag of lozenges, and a wand that can animate objects once per day. So now we know how he's animating the piano. But he sounds kind of like a not so nice guy who, I mean, it makes sense. It's kind of like one of those midlife crisis type deals, right? He's been doing battle his whole life and then gets sick of it and so goes and becomes a lounge singer. Interesting choices. But I'm not going to fault him in this day and age. Sir Success can do whatever he wants. So let's go ahead and see what he would look like as a person with AI. So let's do that. Share, share. Yes, please. There we go. Okie dokie. So move this over here and it's down here. Okay. So let's find out what he will look like. So he's a stocky man with a face whose contours have been defined by hundreds of fights, wearing fancy clothes that don't seem to fit his body or his morose demeanor. He's also carrying a wand. All right, let's see what we get. Oh, he kind of looks like he belongs in Harry Potter, doesn't he? Yeah, a little bit like Harry Potter. It's really not stocky as so much as fat. Like those aren't the same thing. Let's a different one. I don't like that one. I don't like that one either. Let's add a little bit more to that. So a stocky man with a face, a stocky, let's go like mid 40s man with a face whose contours have been defined by hundreds of fights, wearing fancy, let's go fancy medieval. I spelled that wrong. Medieval, thank you. Clothes that don't seem too much. Okay, let's try that. Eh, it's a little bit better. Yeah, I like that one a lot more. Yeah, he's still, I don't know, maybe I'll get rid of the word stocky because he still just seems overweight. Yeah, see, he's He's okay. I'm gonna get rid of the word stocky though. I don't like how that looks. Let's try that. That's okay. I don't like how there's like two wands splitting off. AI, come on, get it together. All right, he's got two wands, which I don't love, but I do like this one so far the most. Although I do wish he had more scars on his face. Submit. Oh, I like that one way better. This one's way better. There's no wand, but I mean, it doesn't say it has to be in his hand. Um, I like this guy much better by hundreds of fights. I'm going to change that to say scars from fights. From fights. Let's try that. I'm just trying to get, okay, I like that one much better too. Ooh, I think that one's my favorite so far because he's got the scars and it kind of seems like he kind of looks like he would be like a terrible person, like a noble who's like, eh. I think so far that one's my favorite. Let's try one more. That's my dog barking because there's a truck outside. This one's not bad either. Tino, you're okay, baby. You're all right. It's just a truck. Those darn trucks. Needs to get it. That one's not bad, but I do like the other one. I would like this one if he was actually holding the wand and it wasn't like levitating from his hand. But anyway, all right. So that is Sir Success. Ooh, this one's not bad either. He does look like someone I wouldn't really trust either. So, all right. So I'm going to go ahead and stop share. Stop share. And that is Sir Success. So anyway, I will update you on my campaign next week, and hopefully I can get it out on Saturday because I won't have a flare up or anything. But anyway, you guys have a good weekend, and I'll see you later. Bye.